Good evening, everyone. Trust all of you are doing well and staying safe. My name is Bharat, and I head community for Masai School. Welcome to today's webinar on master data structures and algorithm, from scratch, taken by one of our Masai instructors or Varun. So we're seeing a lot of students here today, and
Yeah,
who are
Bharat.
going to start their career in a few years or months. And we hope this session gives you some perspective and direction for the same. Varun is here. Hi, Varun. I'll quickly, and Shiv is here. Shiv, who handles community management in Masai. You'll be interacting with him as we proceed, as we move forward in the session. And Varun, I'll introduce briefly in some time. So, a quick background about Masai School for everyone who have joined this webinar or the series of these webinars for the first time. So, we are a 21st century coding school based in Bangalore. We upskill tech aspirants in full stack web and Android development with zero upfront fees and allow students to pay only after they get a job of 5 LP and above. So this is a complete flip from how a traditional education system works. We believe in investing in our students rather than the other way around. Um, in our last 2 years of existence, 92% of our graduates across 6 cohorts have been placed with an average CTC of 6.75 LPA. And interestingly, 60% of our students, come from non-computer science or computer applications background. Something we are extremely proud about. Uh, Great to see that we have close to 127 people over here. Have joined today's webinar who want to spend next 1 hour, with us learning something interesting. So, without wasting much time, I would like to quickly introduce the keynote speaker for today's session, Varun Bhatt. So Varun is from Rishikesh. He's currently working in Masai as an instructor of data structures and algorithms. He completed his bachelor's in computer science in 2016. After that, got into IIIT Hyderabad and completed his master's in computer science. Later, he worked in electronic arts as a software engineer for 6 months. Talking about his interests, he likes to read, travel, and explore new places. He also likes teaching computer science subjects, web development, programming languages, etc. So, with this, welcome, Varun. Great to have you here today, and I'm hoping like we have a great run for the next 1 hour. And with this, I before I hand it over to you, some ground rules for everyone. Please ensure you use the Q&A box to post your questions. We'll most likely take it at the end. If there is something relevant that is up, Varun might like pick it up on the go. But use the Q&A box and don't use the chat box to put your questions. Second is ensure you are there engaged throughout the session because we have a lot of polls. We'll have some interesting takeaways at the end of the session, which you wouldn't want to miss. So ensure you stick around till the end of the session. With this, I would request Varun to take over. Varun, over to you and Shiv from here.
Okay. Thank you, Bharat. Hi, Shiv. Hi, Bharat. So, hello, everyone. So today I'm going to give you a brief about like how, give you a proper roadmap for data structure and algorithm. Okay. How, basically, how can you start? So, I'm sharing my screen. Okay. So basically, the today's topic is basically the roadmap to data structure and algorithm. Okay. So initially, before starting the seminar, I just want to, I just want to take you a poll. Okay, and I just want to see how many of you are from the computer science background and how many of you are from non-computer science background. Okay, so please quickly. Okay. Okay, so 67% of the students are from the computer science background, and 33% of the student are from the non-computer science background. Okay, that's great. Okay, I'll get the idea, okay, what my audiences are. Okay, so based upon that, let's start the seminar. So basically the topics which we are going to cover today. Okay, so basically the topics which we are going to cover today is like all of these, like what are the challenges that student face, how to start, where to start, how to go step by step towards the goal, how to tackle the challenges, and the final note. Okay, as when I was the student, okay, when I was in my bachelor's, I was in the same phase. Okay, so I can relate better to you, basically better to you all. So I know what challenges actually I face, because I like when I was done my BTech, so I was also from the tier 3 college. So basically during that, like during that journey from there to here, I know what challenges I faced. Okay, I want to share all of those things like to you all. Okay, so now like these are the topics which we are going to cover today. Okay, so now let's move to the next. Okay, so now the first thing is, first question I want to ask you all, like, why are you here? Okay, uh, like you can share your reasons on the chat. Okay, like what motivates you like to join this seminar, basically. So you can basically just, there is a poll you can put there, like there are 4 options. It's just for the DS and algo, it's just for to brush up your college placement, okay, or you want to place for some like good companies and to know about Masai School, or you are interested in learning for a career tech jobs. Okay, there might be another reasons also. Okay, you can, in that case you can put on the chat, but first do the poll. It gives me some ideas about your interests, like, okay, so basically 42% students want to deep dive into DS and algo. Okay, 23% is for brush up for college placement, and 3% is for to know about Masai School, and the 32% for interested in learning about tech and career job. Okay, fine. Okay, good. So basically, like there might be many reasons like why are you here? Okay, so the some reasons which I feel is that like you want to start your career in IT. Okay, that might be one reason, because you are thinking, okay, if you are from the non-computer science background, if some of the students are from the non-computer science background, okay, so you are thinking to move into yourself into the computer science because you want to start your career in IT. Okay, that is the first reason, in the hope of getting right direction. Maybe you are in the college, you are from the computer science background, but you don't have any right direction. Okay, where to go? Okay, you are not clear about your direction, you don't know how to start, and you failed many times, you tried many times, but like in the process you failed. Okay, but and you unable to know like what right, like what method will works for you best. And the last is there is a lot of content on the internet. Okay, there are many people who are sharing their experiences, many people who are sharing their strategies, but these lot of content are actually creating a confusion, because that might not work for you, because different content, different thing will like work differently for different people. Okay, so basically that these might be the possible reasons. Okay, so now what is the, but I feel that this is the biggest motivation, like why are you here? So the biggest motivation is the like getting into a product based company. Okay, you have a dream. Okay, I want to like join Amazon, I want to join ShareChat and all these companies, because when I was in my BTech, I also have the same dream, I also want to join this. Okay, I'll share my story in the later slides, what happened to me and what makes me like to take that turn and to move myself into the like another direction. Okay, so now let's first try to understand what are the commonly searched question on the internet. So these are the commonly searched question in the internet, like how do I learn data structure and algorithm for interviews of big company just 2 months? These are the questions which are actually searched by the students. Okay, how can I study data structure for placements? Basically, how much time will I need to learn data structure and algorithm? How can a non-computer science student get a job as a software engineer? Okay, how do I prepare for data structure interview and crack it? Basically, these questions are not of yours. It's like these are the questions of many students. Okay, and they are very curious to understand like what is going on, like how can I make my path, how can I create that path so that I can walk on that and I will get qualified. So now let's moving to the next part, like what are the basically the what are the basically suggestion given by the expert. Okay, what, like, because in the internet there are many expert who are giving the suggestions. Okay, so there the first suggestion is like there are many resources which provided like which are provided by the expert advices. So first, like, you already know in the internet you will get the resource whatever you want, because video lectures are present, courses are present, total material are present. But tell me one thing, यार कितने लोग कर पाते होंगे? Like what is the ratio, like how many student like actually qualified, like actually got succeeded to achieve their goal? Okay, but and if you got the facts, now the facts are very, you can say, like you cannot imagine. Basically the facts are very, you can say, basically only if 100% enroll for something, then only 10% of a student will able to do it. Okay, but the portion is like why this is happening? Because if a student is getting like so much resources, so much like guidance and all those things, but why this happening? Like why no one is talking about those issues which actually faced by the students during their preparation? So let's talk about those issues first. Okay, then you will understand. Okay, because it is not the problem of preparation, it is not the problem of steps like I want to give you, like I can give you. It's just that the issues which you will face during the preparation. Okay, during the preparation the things will come and it will put you down. So now let's talk about the important, what are the important question which important question to ask. Okay, now just imagine if 100% are beginning, like if 100% student begins their preparation, then why most of them unable to achieve it? Why they face the challenges during their placement? Why most of the student give up during their preparation? Like basically why these all things, what is the reason of these questions, why it is happening? So this is the point actually. You have to ask, then you will get the right direction, then you will get the right guidance. Okay. So now if I talk about like my thought, the main problem is actually there is a lot of content present on the internet. Okay. So due to that, you have unlimited languages. Unlimited language, basically unlimited programming language you have. Unlimited tips you are getting, unlimited guidance you are getting, unlimited answers you are getting, unlimited resources are there. Okay, so basically due to that student get confused. Okay, because they don't know like what to follow and who to follow. Because if you are getting so much resources, then how will you decide, okay, what works for me best? Okay, and who should I basically follow? So now let's talk about this thing, like why I'm here. Okay, first I have also I have researched on these things, like why students face these things, because I was also a student and I have also faced all those things. Okay, I have also faced a lot of failures. It's not that I have only faced the success. It's actually a long story. But I just want to say that today I want to address all those problems. Okay, address the maximum issue which generally a student faces, give you the real facts which will clear out your myths. Okay, और इसलिए आपको डरने की जरूरत नहीं है. We will do it together. Okay, I'll show you the path. I will tell you like what are the fear which student have, and what is that thing which actually make the student stop during the journey. Okay, and he actually drop his idea. Okay, I don't want to be now I don't want to want to continue this, and I'm letting my dream like that ki, now I don't want to make my career in computer science and all those things. Okay, now let's first try to understand two things. Okay, there is one thing, volume, and the second thing is components and techniques. Okay, first I talk about volume, you will understand what I want to talk about, and the second thing is components and techniques. Okay, basically component technique is the solution. Now, so basically if I talk about the volume, so what do you mean by volume? Actually, volume basically means general student strategies. Okay, now if you are a student, then you will like very much relate to it, that what kind of strategy you used to make if you want to prepare for data structure and algorithm. Okay, so general student strategy is, I will take a 3-month target, I will learn a language, and I will solve 300 questions. Okay, maybe this is very relatable because you have seen in the, like you have basically maybe you have asked your seniors, maybe you have you have seen in the internet, okay, just go to that website, solve the 100 question, okay, and you will be good at it. Okay, and you will be very good at it. I guess you also think that the same way, just solving the question make you expert in programming even for the beginner level. Okay, that is a very false mentality, because that is like, this is not a very like good thing, and this is not a true this is not true actually. Okay, now if you are thinking like this way, I want to ask you ask you some question. Okay, I want to ask you that if you are following any 300 question guide, okay, just tell me one thing: how can you solve the question of different data structure without having their knowledge? Okay, you don't have that data structure in-depth knowledge, and you are directly jumping to the that coding website and directly jumping to trying to solve the problem. Okay, like, okay, so basically what common answer will common answer came to your mind will be, we will cover it while solving too. Okay, you told me, if I ask you this question, okay, how can you solve the question of different data sets without having their knowledge, then you will answer me, okay, I will learn it while I solving it. Okay, I will go to the platform, I will try that question, and while in that process I will also learn it. Okay, but student reach to different coding platform website without having experiences in data structure concept. Okay, that is actually happening. Student don't have that basically that concept building thing, okay, on data structure and algorithm, and he's directly going to the coding platform and he's directly applying himself. Okay, now without having right experience, this is the question: without having right experience, how can you decide which data structure or algorithms suits best for your application? Okay, because this is important. How, like, while you are sitting for the like that coding thing, how you are making your decision of your data structure. So that is a problem actually. So if I talk about the outcome of your strategy, the strategy which we used to make, okay, now what is the outcome of that strategy? Now if you plan to, like, if you suppose make a plan of solving 300 question in a month, okay, then that, if I break down the plan comes out to be that I will solve 5 question in a day. Okay, now what like it will create a, like it can create a disaster. How, like, if suppose, if any day you got stuck, and if suppose at any day you unable to solve even one question in a day, now it will create a stress and demotivates you. Then some question will pop up in your mind, like, how will I solve the 300 question? Even right now I unable to solve even one question each day. Okay, am I going to the right direction? Subsequently, it will create a backlog on your head every day and will create and collect stress, because you have made that big target. Okay, and right now if you are unable to solve it and you are not going and you are failing to achieve that 300 question target, like in 3 months or 4 months or 5 months. Okay, and if this thing happen initially, it will be okay, but during in between the journey you will get stressed because it will create a backlog on your head. Yeah, yesterday I unable to do it, how can I do it today? Okay, so that is actually the problem. So finally after 1 week, what will happen? Like finally after 1 week, that day will come when you will give up and end your journey of being a computer science engineer. Because the problem is like with the backlog and the stress which we are actually creating with the wrong strategies. So now let's talk about the techniques. Okay, how can we tackle it? Because till this time I have talked about the problems. Okay, what actually the problem? So now let's talk about the techniques. So basically in the technique, we will going to discuss about how much you have to cover, okay, what to cover, and what is the correct order. How much you have to cover, what to cover, and what is the correct order. So basically, let's take a basic analogy. I want to try to make you understand this thing with this analogy. Like, you know about the dictionary. Like, let's take an example of Oxford dictionary. Okay, how many words are present in the dictionary? In the dictionary, you already know that there are lakhs of words. I'm guessing it. Okay, there are lakhs of words present in the dictionary. But just try to think one thing, like, what is the basic component of that dictionary? The basic component of this dictionary is the 26 alphabetic letter. A, B, like starting from A to Z, there is a 26 alphabet letter which is creating the dictionary. And with the permutation of combination of these 26 letter, you are actually creating the words. Okay, if you have the knowledge of these 26 alphabet letter, then you can create the permutation and combination, and you can form any number of words. Okay, so basically 26 this 26 alphabet letter is a crux. Okay, if you know that thing, then you can create the permutation and combination, and you can form any new word. So that means 26 alphabet letter is a main component. Similarly, in programming, there are limited components. Okay, if you which you need to cover, and if you know those components now, in that case you can derive like any problem from that permutation and combination. But the main important thing is like you have to be basically you have like you should know about those main components. Covering those main components enough. Okay, because using those main component you can derive any permutation. So basically, let's talk about the categories students, which like basically I think which came today, which has joined today. So basically, there are some students which already have basic understanding of programming. Okay, don't know anything about programming, and the third thing is good in programming. So I will keep focus like these three categories of student, and I will derive my material to all of you. Okay, just remember one thing. I'm going to as I said, okay, there is only limited components. If you focused only on those components, you can master the subject, because only with that permutation combination you can form anything. So now before starting, I just want to ask you a question, like which programming language basically you prefer. Basically, which programming language you think basically how many programming language should one should know. Okay, and we are going to make a poll. Shiv, is that poll ready?
No, Varun, I think we can have that on chat. I think.
Okay. You can put the message on the chat. Okay, like which programming language basically you prefer. Okay, one is fine. Okay, Java, C++, Python, thoroughly. Okay, Python, C++. Okay, fine. I got many results, many outputs. Okay, but the one thing is now, it doesn't matter actually. Okay, one programming language is enough. I have seen someone has written like one language thoroughly. Okay, that is the best thing. Okay, it doesn't matter whether you choose JavaScript, whether you choose C, whether you choose C++, whether you choose Python. If you have only one language now, if you have a command in one language, that is more than enough. Okay, because programming language is just a syntax. Programming language is just a syntax, and if you have that command, then it is okay, because it will help you to solve the algorithm and data structure problems. Data structure and algorithm is just all about problem solving. Okay, and you should have that ability. In computer science, actually, it is the only branch where a mechanical or electronics and electrical student, any student can move to this branch like computer science, because computer science require only one thing, that is problem solving ability, that is aptitude. Okay, so now let's talk about the programming language. But to start the journey of data structure and algorithm, first we have to cover the first basic step, that is of programming language. This is for all those students who are from the not CS background. Okay, I want to cover this thing. So first, understanding of at least one language is enough. Okay, the second thing is be good with writing syntax. And the third thing is how to achieve this. Okay, how can you achieve this? So basically, to achieve this, I want to describe you some main component. Okay, so what are the main component? So first main component is understanding variable, understanding if else, understanding loops and for loops, while loops, functions, understanding strings, and basically concept of arrays. These are the main components. I talked about that dictionary example. Similarly, in programming language, if you are learning some programming language, these components are enough. Okay, if you understand this component like very thoroughly, now you master it. Okay, you don't need to go to the other components. Okay, for programming language, you will understand like through the process, but these are the main one which we'll see like many times during your journey, like while solving the problems. So just focus on these main components. But the problem is, if you are saying ki this is the main component, then how can I achieve this? Okay, so I want to share you something. Okay, I have created the resource. So basically, to cover the resource, I have created the step 1. Okay, this is learn programming language. So the first thing is main components, that is understanding variable, understanding if else, understanding loop, function, and strings. So in the phase 1, you have to understand the variables. Okay, and then understand if else, and this is a material which I have shared here. This is the material which I have shared here. If you go to this link now, there you will find the link. Basically, one second. If you go to this link, so basically, if I go to this link, then here you will find the exercise of if else. So these are the exercise of if else. Practice test 1, practice test 2, because these are the exercise. Just try to solve this question. Okay, and just follow this step, because this is the basic step which you must have to follow. Okay, then you have to move to the phase 2, and then you have to move to the phase 3, basically. And similarly, through this process, you will understand, okay, how to basically master the programming language part. Okay, so this is the main component part. Now, after completing this main component part, let's move to the next part, that is warm up the problem set. Okay, first try to complete the step 1. Step 1 is for all those who don't have any command in any programming language. Okay, just choose any programming language. Here in the document which I've shared, which I'm going to share, okay, later, it is basically focusing on Python, but you can cover anything and you just take the problem and solve in that language. Okay, now after covering that step, I just want to, before beginning to data structure and algorithm, I just want a warm up exercise for you all. Okay, just before, it is basically only for those who are new to the programming. So what is that basic problem set? This is the problem set which I've created. So this is the basic problem set. Okay, this is the basic questions of basically the programming. Just solve each question, okay, and come to the end. Then I think at this point you are ready. Okay, you are ready with your programming language, and you are ready with your capability of writing code. Okay, now it is the point. Now here comes the point where I can start discussing about the data structure and algorithm. Okay, how can you move ahead in that path? So let's talk about a data structure. Okay, so what is the data structure? A data structure is all about storing data. So what do you mean by storing data? Okay, suppose you went to a shopping mall. Okay, you went to a shopping mall and you want to buy something. Suppose a washing powder you want to buy. Okay, you want to buy a phone. Okay, then what you will do? You will go to that counter, you will take that thing, and you will give that thing to the cashier. Okay, what cashier will do? It will take the money from you. Okay, and it will put that money into his box. Okay, and in the box, it is also in the box there are many columns. Okay, in the box, because when the place where he's putting the money, there are many columns. In one column he used to put the notes, in the another column he used to put the coins. Okay, so there are already set present there. So basically, where he is storing the money, it is actually the data structure, because he's putting the coins in different section, he's putting the notes in the different section. Okay, because it depends upon the data where you are actually putting that. Now the customer, if customer want to buy something, so this is the data structure. But what is algorithm? Algorithm is something. Suppose that person want to buy the washing powder, then what he will do? He will go to that section, washing powder section, suppose counter number 3. He will take the washing powder and give it to the cashier. So this is the algorithm. Go to count 3, take the washing powder and give it to the that cashier one. So basically, this is the difference between data structure and algorithm. So that is all about. Now, these are the main components of data structure: array, stack, queue, linked list, and graph. You can say it is optional. Okay, right now I'm not focusing it, but these are the main components of data structure. If you covered this, then automatically other will also be covered. Okay, but right now I'm just talking about the main alphabetic letters. Okay, I'm talking about the main components. So now the first thing is array. What is an array? Array is just an contiguous memory. Okay, this is just a contiguous block of memory where you can put your data. This is the first section, this is the second section, third section, fourth section, fifth section, sixth section. First section is known as zeroth section. Second section is known as first section. Okay, in computer science, we used to start our counting from 0. So this is the basic array structure. Now, if I move like in the next, so there are different type of data structure like it programming language providers. This is one data structure, 2D array, 3D array. It is depend upon the requirement. I told you, data structure is only for storing data. So they are giving me different type of boxes, 1D box, 2D box, 3D box. It is your choice how you want to store your data, because every data structure has different usage. Now, what is the application of array? Suppose you want to book my show. Suppose you want to order some, basically you want to book some seat. So you can see that these seats are arranged in row and column. Okay, so this is the matrix actually. This is the matrix. So these are the rows and these are columns. So we can define this sitting arrangement into a basically in 2D array. Okay, so we can represent this into a 2D array. So that's why we have created this block. Now what happens, suppose if someone has booked the seat, this seat has booked. Now what will happen? In that case, we will mark this data structure as 1. In our matrix, we will mark that position as 1. So what is that position? The position is actually third row and the fourth column. So this is the beauty of data structure where we are using. It is according to the need we use our data structure. Okay. So now let's talk about the how you tackle the process, how you tackle the array data structure. So the first step is you have to understand the array. You have to the first question which you have to figure out. Okay, just try to understand that step 1 is basically about understanding the concept. So understanding basically means it needs some type of you have to read the things. You don't have to directly go to coding. In the step 1, you have to read the things. You have to understand, okay, why we use it, what is array, why we use array, what are the advantages and disadvantages of array. Okay, so after complete, okay, and then fourth question is random. What is the random access property of an array? When you understand these questions now, then try to move to the step 2. Step 2 is now you have to work on the implementation of an array. Okay, so what do you mean by implementation? Implementation basically means basic problems of array. So basic problems of an array are inserting the number in middle, inserting the number in front, inserting the number at last, and then deleting the number from middle, delete the front and last. Okay, so now when you have done with these problems, these implementation, then you can say that, okay, now you're comfortable with arrays. Now you can directly move to solve set question. So what is the solve set question? In the sheet, actually, I have prepared, just go to the data structure section. So in this data structure session, you will find some array question. These are some array question which you need to solve. After solving it, you can say that, okay, now you are comfortable with array data structure. Okay, these are the good problems in array. Okay, so now after completing this, now I'll move to the next data structure, that is stacks. Okay, now what is stacks? Stacks basically means putting like something into over to other thing. Suppose there here I have strawberry ice cream, then I have some vanilla ice cream. Like, so here you can see the scoops, okay, putting over together. Now you cannot directly eat the strawberry section without eating the top one. Okay, then only you can only eat the strawberry when you have completed the top one. So basically this is this property of stack. So stack has two operations, push and pop. Okay, push, you are pushing 1, you are pushing 2, you are pushing 3. Now you are popping out 3, you are popping out 2, and you are popping out 1. So you have push and pop. And here you can see that you cannot pop 1 without popping 3, 2, and only then you can pop 1. So this is the basic property. That's why I gave you the example of ice cream scoop. Now, where I can use the application of stack. What is the application of stacks? So application of stack is basically in our browser. When you open the Google Chrome browser and you open some website, suppose google.com. Now, after opening the google.com, suppose you again open a new website in the Google Chrome, that is log2base2.com. Okay. Now, after that, you again open a website that is youtube.com. So after opening the youtube.com, suppose you press the back button. Now what happen? In the background, browser uses the stack. So what browser will do? Browser will take the first youtube.com and it will load it into the browser. Now, if you again press the back button, then what it will do, it will take the second thing and it will put it in the browser. So basically, this is how beautifully we use the stacks. Okay, it is basically according upon to our requirement. That's why I'm saying stack is the data structure. These are the data structure which we use according to our need as our application requirement. Okay, now how to prepare stack? So the steps are same. You just have to first clear the first basic thing, step 1. Okay, this is the conceptual thing which you have to fulfill. What is stack? Why we use stack? What are the advantage and disadvantage of stack? Because it will help you in the interview. Because if you don't have that knowledge, then you cannot like basically you cannot discuss with him like what is good and what is bad. Basically, you cannot debate with him because if you don't have any points. Okay, what are the standard operations of stack? So basically push, pop, and peek. Now let's move to the step 2 position where you have to implement the stack, implementation of stack. Okay, so in the implementation of stack, you have to implement the stack from the scratch. Okay, without that, you cannot move to step 3 because implementing the data structure from yourself, you have to understand that how stack is actually working. Okay, you cannot directly move to step 3. Okay, I'm directly going to solve the question. So that's why this step is very important. Okay, and that is why when a student go directly to the coding platform, he got stuck. Okay, what I should use? Okay, without understanding these things, how can he solve the problem? So basically, you should have like the understanding of all these things. So you can use the net resources to take a help from there. Now the step 3 is solve the set questions. Okay, I have shown you like in the set, you can see that here the stack questions. Okay, just try to solve these stack questions. So after coming to the stack, now let's move to the next data structure, that is queues. Now, can anyone tell me like where I can use queues? As I've given you the example of stacks, I have given you the example of linked list. Can anyone tell me like, you can put on the chat, like where I can use the queues? Yeah, right. Bank line, cinema ticket. Okay, railway ticketing, ATM, ticket reservation system, downloads, right? Okay, ATM, right. Very good. Basically, queue is used the first and first out. Okay, someone has written it, ATM. So you have already given the best examples. So now you can understand where I can use queue. Data structure has their own like advantages. Okay, so you have to understand, because when you will later work in the product based company, then you have to figure out like what data structure will best fit to my basically application. Now the first, understanding queues, you have to like cover these basic steps because these steps are very important. Okay, what are the advantage, disadvantage, what are the standard operations of queues? Okay, after like doing some research on that, after having like clarity on that, then you will have to move to implementation of queue. Then you have to implement the queue from the scratch. Okay, that is very important. And then you have to move to the step 3. Now you can directly move to the exercise like solve set question. Now let's move to the linked list. Okay, I'll just want to give you the example. Linked list is basically the nodes. Okay, nodes is connecting to another node and it is keeping the address of other node. This node is actually keeping the address of other node. This node is keeping the address of other node. It is similar like address, but it is not like actually like array. Okay, it is similar like array, but it is not actually like array. Okay, here every node has address of B. You can also connect A to C by taking the address of C. Okay, so this is a linked list. This is a chain which you can think of. You can imagine it as a students, like A is a student, B is a student, and A is like holding the rope which is holded by B. Okay, so this is the thing actually. So now what is the application of linked list? Application of linked list we can use in the song player. Okay, you already seen that there are many song player, like song 1 is connected to song 2, song 2 is to song 3. Okay, when you press this button, now what will happen? When you press this button, in that case, song 1 changes to song 2. You cannot directly go to song 3 because you have to go through song 2 and song, because to go to song 3, you have first go to song 2. Then only you can go to song 3. So that is here we are using linked list. Okay, you can see that if I press this button, then I will directly move to the song 3. If I directly push this button, I can move to song 4. So this is the use of linked list, because here you can see that how beautifully we are using the linked list. Okay, so as I told you, linked list, every data structure has their own beauty. Okay, so this is the first thing. Now the second thing is you have to understand their concept. That is the step one. What is a linked list? Why we use linked list? Okay, what are the advantages and disadvantages of linked list? Okay, now the second thing is implementation of linked list. Now you have to implement the linked list from the scratch. Okay, implementing the linked list basically means creating a linked list. Okay, insertion from tail and deletion from tail, that is enough. Okay, this is enough, like you have done with the linked list. Now you have to move to the solve set question. In the set question, I have already have the section of linked list in the data structure part, and you have to directly begin solving the problem. Now let's talk about graphs. Okay, as I said, graph is an optional part. Okay, but we will also consider it. In the graph, we have some nodes and we have some edges. Okay, like facebook.com. You have seen in the Facebook, there is a social network. Each person is connected to each one by a friend request. Okay, so this edge is actually denoting that he is the friend of her. Okay, so basically this is a chain and each node is actually the person. Now, if I move to the next one, what is the application of graph? Like you have used the Google Maps. Okay, in the Google Map, basically, if you want to go from one direction to another direction, okay, we used to calculate the distance. So here you can see that New Delhi, Tamil Nadu is the basically the nodes. Okay, and if I want to go from Bangalore to New Delhi, then I will, what my Google Map will do, it will calculate the distance from Bangalore to New Delhi, and it will try to find all the paths. In these three paths, it will try to find the best path. So best path is 1000 kilometer. So here you can see that to storing the nodes and edges, we are using the data structure graph, but to calculating the distance, to calculating which location, which path is actually very which has less kilometer, it is happening using the algorithm helping me to decide the path which I want to take, and to store the path and edges and all the nodes, I need graphs. Okay, so that's why I said graph is optional, but if you have interest, then you can solve it. Okay, so first thing is understand the graph. What is graph? Why we use graph? What are the advantages of graph? That will give you the basic concept understanding. Then you will move to implementation of graph. Implement graph from stack. Use adjacency list. Use adjacency matrix. Okay, you do implementation. Implementation is a very must part. Okay, that is because that is give you the clear understanding of that data structure. Now in the step 3, now you can directly solve the set question. I've already like I have in the like in the basically in the sheet, the graph section is already there. Now till here, I want to like share you one thing, like this quote is like very true. Okay, if you only do what you can do, you will never be more than you are not. Okay, till now you are doing like very random things. Okay, starting from step 3 and then moving towards step 2 and then 1, because in the like normal process, what student do, directly go to the coding platform and then do the step 2 implementation it, and then move to the step 1 where he used to understand the concept. So it is not right. Okay, follow the right path and you will get the right result. Okay, now let's talk about the algorithm. So basically in algorithm, I already told you, algorithm is just a sequence of steps. So what is basically the algorithm all about? Algorithm is about, suppose you want to make a tea. Okay, so how will you prepare tea? You just first take a pan, put some water, add some add some tea. After that, add some sugar. So all these are the steps to basically make an tea. Okay, so similar is the algorithm. Algorithm just basically to perform some task, we used to perform some sequence of steps. Okay, so these are the algorithm main components. You have to understand that these are the algorithm's main concepts: time complexity, space complexity, array, stack, queues, string, recursion, sorting algorithm, binary search, linked list. Okay, so now let's move to the first thing, the time and space complexity. So basically the first thing is you have to understand the time and space complexity. There are a lot of resources in the internet where you can directly understand the time and space complexity. Okay, space complexity tell you about how the one algorithm is different from the other algorithm, how we differentiate the algorithm. Given a code, how to identify like what is the time complexity, how much time it is taking, how much space it is taking. Okay, so that's why this part is actually very important, because that is the foundation of algorithm and you must know all these things. Okay, then only you can create a better algorithm. Now if I talk about array, stack, and queues. Okay, so in array, stack, and queues, these are the thing. Now you have to follow the same step. solve set question using brute force approach. Okay, in the data structure part, you already like master the data structure, but now in algorithm part, you have to solve the coding type questions. Okay, you have to solve all those questions which help you to think logically to solve a problem. Okay, so first thing is when like in the set here, you can see that here, this is the quiz, this is the algorithm part. Okay, so basically this is the algorithmic part where array stack and queues are here, and here you can see that you can directly, basically you have to basically solve it. Okay, you have to solve each question one by one, and you will get a mastery on that topic. You will get the intuition, okay, how can I master it? So these questions are little advanced from the previous one. These questions are little advanced than the previous one. So that's why how I'm building the like your like level like step by step. It is not happening like you are directly trying to achieve this thing. So basically step 2 is analyze the space and time and space complexity. First, solve the question using brute force approach or any random approach. Second is use analyze time and space complexity. And then third is try to optimize the solution. Now the second thing is strings. In strings, you have to follow the same approach. Apply the brute force approach. The second thing is analyze the time and space complexity. And the third thing is optimize the solution. Okay. Now the case of recursion. Recursion part is a little bit trickier. Okay. Recursion is little bit more challenging than the other part. Okay. So what is recursion, and you have to understand what is recursion and how recursion actually works. Okay, till this point, don't directly go to the code. Analyze the recursion tree using pen and paper for factorial Fibonacci program. Factorial Fibonacci problem is the best problem to understand the recursion. Okay, there are many resources present in the internet where you can understand, okay, how recursion tree actually works. I'm just giving you the direction, where in which direction you should have to like move. Now refer good material to understand the clear picture. Okay, there are many resources in the internet where you can refer the recursion thing, how to make the tree and all those things. Now in the step 2, you have to solve the standard problems. Understand how to write recursive equation, and then you can directly move to the step 3, the practice set. In the practice set, you will find the recursion question and try to solve all those questions. Okay, now if I talk about the sorting algorithm, the steps are same. You have to understand the sorting algorithm. You have to first understand the basic concept. What is sorting, why we need it, understand the algorithm. Understanding the algorithm sorting is very important. Selection, bubble, insertion, quick, and merge. These 5 are the core algorithmic sorting algorithms. Okay, implementation of algorithm, basically you have 5 algorithms. You have to implement 5 algorithms from the scratch. Okay, the process which I have created is of 3 to 4 months. Okay, in this 3 to 4 months, if you follow this process now, 1 month for programming language, second month for the data structure, and 1.5 month for algorithm, you will master the thing. Okay, these are the enough thing that you will get into like you will get the understanding of algorithm and data structure very thoroughly. Now in this step 2, you have to implement each of the file algorithm from the scratch. Okay, implement quick sort, selection sort, merge sort. Okay, and you can take the help of online video material to understand it better. After covering these steps, only then you have moved to the step 3, practice the set. Same for the searching algorithm, you have to do the same thing. Okay, I'm just directly putting here, like you have to difference between linear search and binary search. Implement the linear search from scratch, implement the binary search from scratch, and step 3, just directly practice the set. Okay, now one by one you are clearing the components. Okay, and the last component is linked list problem. Linked list problem is basically in the previous one data structure, I have covered the only basic problems, but in the algorithmic part, the linked list set contain very good question, because in interviews a lot of questions are asked in a linked list. Okay, and very good questions are there. Are standard problems of linked list, you must have to solve it, and then you will get the algorithmic ability. Okay, how to think in terms of algorithm way. But now we have done with the data structure and algorithm component, but most of the student asked me like this thing, sir, what if during the journey I got failed? What I ended during I got depressed? What I ended during the journey I feel demotivated? What I will do? Okay, it will happen, it will come. Okay, it will eventually come, but I want to understand why we actually failed, why this thing actually happened to us. Okay, why these challenges came to in our ways. So the big reason is you are creating the big targets. Okay, big target is actually the only is the only reason, because you are expecting so much Okay, and with that expectation, you are unable to qualify that expectation, and it will create the stress. That's why what are the common issues which students will fail is will face is, what if I unable to solve one question in a day or in 2 days? These are the questions which will come into your mind. What if I unable to solve one question in a day or in 2 days or 3 days? What if I took a lot of time to understand a concept? What if I feel demotivated during the process? So these are the questions which will come into your mind, a lot of students. I want to give you a quote here, very important quote, like slow and steady wins the race. In computer science field, don't rush the things. That's what I want to say, told you. Basically, with every step, in the step 1 programming language, in the step 2 data structure, in the step 3 algorithmic part, do each step thoroughly. Do each step thoroughly. Okay. And if you do the thing slow and steadily, okay, do not make any high expectation, and just take every part and do it thoroughly, and it will finally leads to the final destination. Okay. And why I'm saying that slow and steady wins the race? Because if you solve one question thoroughly, then it is the key of solving other 10 questions. It is a key of solving other 10 questions, because I have seen a lot of encoding problems. If you solve one question thoroughly, now if you understand the selection sort in a very good way, then insertion sort and bubble sort is not a challenge for you. Okay, you will see that. But you have to understand even at least one algorithm thoroughly. If you understand one concept thoroughly, now it will help you to understand other concepts. That's why I'm saying every concept is a key. Okay, because everything in data structure and algorithm is connected. You will find this connection when you will keep on moving ahead, and then at point you will find that okay yaar, aisa sab kuch to connected hai. Everything I'm feeling here, everything is connected. If I lose one thing, then it is actually affecting the other thing. Okay, so that's why I'm saying slow and steady wins the race. Okay, right now I want to share my story. Okay, what was the point where I actually got the turn? Okay, where I have changed my direction. It was actually during my BTech. Okay, I was not a very good student. I was the below average student. Okay, and I was in my 6th or 7th semester, I guess. So what happened, once one day, I was in my class, and a teacher, I heard that a teacher is going to be come today, and he is going to take a session. Basically, he came there to basically to promote his coaching. Okay, so actually, and basically it's for the gate coaching. Okay, he came there, he shows us the direction of all the things. Okay, what are the plans of your after BTech, and what are all the things, and what all the students have achieved. Okay, when they prepared for gate and all that thing. So I heard that whole story, and he even tried to motivate us. He had to show us he also told us that you won't get enough opportunities here. Okay, in our college, because in our college only Infosys and Wipro used to come. Okay, we don't get much opportunities there. Then at last, when the session ended, he asked the student. Okay, he asked all the student to the question, asked all the students, do you have any questions? But no student responded. At that time, no student will respond. So at that time, he just smiled and he said, okay, if you think ki you are in a good position, then just I'm giving you a challenge. Then what he did, he went to the board and he draw this question. This is the basically spiral order to 2D matrix question. Basically, this is a matrix, and you have to move in this 2D matrix spiral, in the spiral way. Basically, you have to print 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 12, 16 in this way. Okay, so he gave this challenge. He told us, just go home, try this question, and if you're able to solve it, okay, then I'm giving you a guarantee that you will be your future will be good. Okay, but if you are unable to solve it now, then have a thought ki there is some problem, kuch to gadbad hai. Okay, kuch to gadbad hai, and you are not that you are not that skillful. So at that day, what happened after, when the college is over, I went to my home and I tried to solve this question. It takes me a lot of time, 1 or 2 hours to solve this question, but I finally solved it. But the solution which I created is very worst. It's the worst solution ever. Okay, and at that point, I realized that my skill is not that good. Okay, because if you are seeing the dream of getting in a good companies, na Amazon or any companies, you should have to align your skills and the company in the same bar. At that time, I realized that my skill is not aligned to that what I want. Okay, those two alignments should be there. And at that point, I've decided to join the coaching and all those things. And after that, my direction came. I prepared for GATE, and after 2 years, finally I got into a good college. And after that, I got into like EA Sports. So this is the thing. Actually, you have to work on your skills. It is not like you are daydreaming. Okay, and I will get a good company. You have to skill your basically work on your skills and boost up to your that level where that company is actually demanding. Okay, so this is my story, which is I'm very very I'm excited to share with you, because that is the day actually. Now after that, I would just want to share you, like, if at any stage now, if any stage you feel disappointed, if at any stage you look disappointed, or you feel that, oh, I'm unable to do that, okay, even then I want to say that everything is fine. There is no problem. You are in college, okay. After college, it takes me 2 years to get into a good college. Okay, I'm sharing you my experience so that you won't repeat the mistake. I'm sharing my experience so that you won't repeat that mistake, and you don't take too much lying, so that you won't take the like too much time that I have taken. So that's why I'm like I want to tell you, like, even it will take 3 months, 4 months, it's okay. And the strategy which I have created is according to 4 months program. Okay, so if you follow this strategy now, then you will reach to some like good place. And after that, I just want to focus on this thing. Go slow, and slow and steady wins the race. Okay, enjoy each hurdle. That is a very important thing. And the second thing is, what is my motivation, why I'm sharing all these things. Okay, my motivation is, in the future the time will come. Okay, similarly as in my case, the time will come when most of you will be sitting at my place. Okay, and you will be sharing your experiences to others. Okay, and your experiences will help your juniors. You will guide your juniors, because they will also like purposeless, and they also don't have any direction. Show them the and it is your responsibility to show them the right direction to their goal. But before that, you have to achieve that path. Because only then you can give the direction. No? Only if you have the experience of, okay, what is like how to choose, what is the right direction, and how to make decisions. So that is the most important thing, and that is my motivation. So that I have worked like in creating the sheet and all those things. Okay, so it is just a ripple effect which will follows to others. Okay, you can say it is like a coronavirus which will spread. So now additional, what about the you some of the student also can also ask me, like, what about the additional concept, bit manipulation, backtracking, dynamic programming, more program problems of graph, sliding window. I would say it's up to you. My journey is just to take you to that zone where you will learn by yourself. Okay, after this step, after completing the step 3, you will be in the situation where you will learn by yourself. Okay, and you will be good in like handling all those things. You will eventually add, because after clearing the step 3, a phase will come where you will learn these things by yourself. Okay, I don't have to teach it, but the main components, my responsibility is to give you the main components. Okay, so what is the next step? So next step is just, you can directly go to the any coding platform, LeetCode, HackerEarth, HackerRank, and all those things, and you can directly start to solve the question. But you have to complete the step 3. Only after completing the step 3, only then you have to move to, basically you have to go to these coding platform. Okay, and then it will begin the journey of your like new, you can say, now you have the understanding of data structure and algorithm. Now I just want to share you last thing, how Masai can help you. Basically in Masai, if you are in Masai, then here you will get the proper structure for 6 months. Every contest, every day you have a contest and assignment, problem discussion with mentor and students, proper evaluation. You will get the opportunity here, because at the end, when you're done with the preparation, who will give you the opportunity? Because in Masai, there are a lot of product-based companies came. Okay, and you will here get the right guidance through experience. So it is like, I also preferred the self-learning thing, but here it is just boosting up the process. Here it is just boosting up the process. Even here we follow basically ISA model. So it is the surety, like you just have to put your effort and you have to give your full dedication. But there is one thing, just you have to trust yourself. Okay, thank you all.